Did you know that Germany didn't exist until 1871? Before that, it was just a bunch of kingdoms and states. Like what? And then in 1870, France decided to start a war with Prussia. Prussia was like, I'm not having it. So they teamed up with all the other German states, and they fought against France. It was called the Franco-Prussian War. And at the end of the war, the French were like, we surrender. And the Germans were like, we win. And then they all celebrated by creating a new country called Germany, and it was an empire. But then in 1918, World War I happened, and Germany lost. So then they had to change their name to Weimar Germany. And then in 1933, Hitler came to power, and he was like, we're going to change our name back to Germany. And then he started World War II. And you're probably thinking, wait, why did they change their name in the first place? If they were just gone, change it back. The answer is no, they weren't. They actually liked the name Weimar Germany. But Hitler was like, no, we're going back to Germany. And he took the country from being a democracy to being a dictatorship. And then in 1945, Germany lost again. So then they had to be occupied by the Allied forces. And then in 1949, they split the country in half. And then in 1961, they built a wall. And then in 1989, the wall fell. And then in 1990, the two Germanys became one again. And then in 1999, they adopted the euro. And then in 2004, they joined the Schengen Agreement. And then in 2007, the global financial crisis hit.